Okay, welcome back. Chapter 3 discusses the family members' roles and different characteristics. Specifically, today we will discuss the roles parents play for their child with disability in terms of advocacy, learning, and teaching. Also, we will talk about possible similarity and differences of functions each family member has. And siblings, as important family members, we will discuss the ways how we can assist the siblings' learning and promote their quality of lives. First, parents. Regardless of types of families or family configuration, parents relate uniquely with their children and they have a tremendous responsibility to care for their children. In most cases, children grow and get nurtured in their homes by parents, right? When a child is young or when a child has a disability, parents may adapt role as advocates to ensure that their child's needs are met. Many parents are satisfied with school performance and school systems, but if parents think that their child's needs are not met, then parents may be strong advocates for their child. Right? Advocacy occurs anytime a person speaks or acts on behalf of themselves or others. Advocacy can be both informal and formal, and the most informal types of advocacy is social support advocacy. An example of social support advocacy is campaigning for a school board member who supports services for students with disability. This type of advocacy often work as much to improve attitudes as to improve services. But this may not be strong enough to address a particular parent's specific concern for a particular child. The second one, interpersonal advocacy, occurs when the parents interact with school personnel directly, like face to face. This is the most common types of advocacy parents make. It can occur any time of the school year. The legal advocacy involves parents' legal processes. So parents can initiate the legal processes when they are unable to reach agreements with school personnel, or they think that the school violates their child's rights. Well, parents engage in advocacy on behalf of their child, but also they become learners. Parents are like all parenting requires lots of information and resources. And as a child grows up, parents need to get familiar with different stage of development and they should be able to provide appropriate support at home. When a child has a disability, the parents needs to deal with developments with disability and perhaps different behavioral symptoms and health conditions. Then the support for their parenting probably really crucial, right? Parents can be teacher as well. As they have more in-depth information and knowledge about their own child and they know what the child need to learn and need to do. Parents can be excellent resources for teachers when developing individual education programs and goals for the specific child. And based on the information the teacher gathers from the parent, the teacher can help parents understand how to best support their child at homes. Page 46 discusses the good examples of how a teacher can encourage parents to support children's learning at homes. So please take a look at it. Now, let's talk about the possible difference characteristic of parents. The text talks about typical and general gender roles and characteristics of mothers and fathers at homes. I do not want to go in depth this part because nowadays we experience diverse type of families and family cultures. So children's at homes experience different parents and family members who have diverse roles. But I would like to use the strategy the text provide for fathers who shows limited involvement in schools. The text say the teacher can consider several strategies to promote fathers' involvement. So like teacher can welcome fathers as they drop off pick up childs, so you can build some personal relationship, and then you can invite fathers to participate in field trips or activities. So basically you can encourage fathers to engage in the school activity or have them get familiar with school and school cultures, so you can kind of change the father's attitudes. It's good. Now, mothers. Typically, people assume that mother have increased burden at homes compared to fathers, right? These days, we cannot completely agree. We cannot completely agree with this statement. But like traditionally, mother have been considered like that, and they actually have had those burdens at homes. Like until 1960s, people blamed mothers for their children's disability and atypical behaviors in public places. So it can be true or not true, but when we work with mothers, we first need to consider the nature of relationship between mothers and child have. How they, like mothers, supports the child and educates the child. The teacher should be aware of the level of mother's stress as well. Like those information will help you, teacher, design and deliver the family-centered support when you plan and deliver the intervention plan for the child and the family. We will talk about the family-centered support in chapter 4. Now, you must understand that parents may need to deal with or explore a new word or a slightly different word after they have a child with disability. For example, they may need to learn their own child's developmental trait. And for example, when their child shows severe challenging behaviors in public like tantrum, then this may restrict opportunities for social interactions or participations in communities, right? Parents may perceive that their experience raising a child with disability isolate them, and parents may feel isolated because they may perceive that other people who don't have experience with a child with disability do not understand their child's development and behavior. Researchers found that parents feel sometimes disconnected from people who have typically developing children. Very sad. When family have diverse cultural and linguistic backgrounds, and they have a child with disability, those parents are even more likely to feel isolated because of the experience with different school system in the United States, language difference, and communication difficulty because of the language difference, and also their child's disability all together. And then, what we so teachers should be aware of these family barriers, and also what we say non-traditional family, including grandparents primary caregivers, single or teen parents, foster families, and gay or lesbian families. Now they're become they're important major body in the types of families. So all of these family factors and condition closely affects children's development regardless of type of family, including like traditional and non-traditional. Teachers should study each family's positive aspects and resources as well as negative aspects and resources. So teachers should plan the children's development plan using those positive aspects like strengths based to improve the negative aspects of the family. So you want to benefit the child's learning and also family's life. Now sibling. Siblings are the ones who probably have the longest personal relationship with their siblings with disability. It's longer than their parents, probably, right? Researchers say siblings of a child with disability shows very high level of stress from very young age because of their inevitable roles and responsibility as supporters. They need to get age-appropriate information about disability, and they also need time to admit and accept their siblings' disability. And they also need to get enough attention and support as a child or individual from their parents and society, right? Educators should be sensitive to the needs of siblings and not expect them to take on roles they are not developmentally able to assume.